Welcome to Car Con Carne. I'm James Van Osdell, and this episode is sponsored by Alex Ross Art, alexrossart.com. Alex Ross is nothing less than a legend in the world of comics and graphic novels. His takes, his paintings of the DC characters, the Marvel characters, are iconic. And Alex Ross Art will be at the San Diego Comic-Con in July. Anytime Alex Ross Art is at a con, it's a big deal. It's a must visit, a must attend. Go visit. He'll be in booth, or Alex Ross Art will be in booth 2415 at the San Diego Comic-Con, or you can always visit 24/7 alexrossart.com. The pre-roll ad.
Cool. Very cool.
Easy enough. And for this episode, we're recording at Sovereign, 24216 West Lockport Street in Plainfield, a bucolic suburb, a fantastic location. In the back seat as I'm recording this, it is Raf Gomez, owner of Sovereign.
How are you?
Great. Thank you for the hospitality. We're going to eat your food and talk about it in a second.
Yes.
But to my right, if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube or wherever, it's Colleen Wild. She's a singer and a songwriter. She has a full band album on the way from Colleen Wild and the Haunted. You sing with conviction. Like I believe what you're singing. You're soulful. You do rock, pop, folk. Every other month at Skeleton Key Brewing, you do jazz. You do that kind of torch singing thing, which I find so super cool.
Thank
so
you.
Colleen Wild is here. Raf Gomez from Sovereign is here. Food from Sovereign is here. And because it's hot, that is where we begin our journey together tonight.
Awesome.
With food from Sovereign. Okay. So, Raf, as we're recording this, we're recording this on June
21st.
21st.
Sure.
You're about to break in a new menu. We are.
It is happening presently.
As we speak, you're breaking in a new menu. So we'll talk about what's on that menu. As I prepared my notes for the podcast, I was looking at the menu and I wrote down things to talk about. And then I realized once I got here, my notes are useless.
They are useless. We've got a brand new chef. We closed for 3 days to kind of redo the dining room. We've been working on a menu for over a month, and today is the day that it all comes to fruition.
It's exciting and nerve-wracking, I bet.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. Today is what we do to take the edge off is we invite family and friends on days like this to practice. So that takes the edge off, but tomorrow we go live, so. I believe I handed you the chicken.
Look at that!
yeah.
Look at that, on a bed of frites.
Yep, bed of frites.
My goodness.
So,
oh my goodness.
in France, steak and frites is popular,
Sure.
but not only that, it's chicken and frites is popular there, duck and frites is popular there, but for some reason here in the United States, only steak and frites became popular. So we're trying to make the chicken and frites popular.
That looks spectacular. Now,
You can definitely have one of these.
look at these
Enough to
Brussels.
share. Those look.
All right, so what do you do with the
amazing.
Brussels?
Brussels are deep fried and seasoned, and honestly, that's it.
I think all vegetables should be deep fried.
Yeah, I mean, any hint of health is gone now.
I'm just gonna. Can I use my fingers? Are
Go
you
right
offended
ahead.
if I do that?
No, not at all. Again,
Okay.
I live with mostly men and small kids, so you're good. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try one.
Here
of
is
these fries.
poutine, and this poutine is got a sage cream sauce on it. Of course, the curds,
Yep.
and then there is
look
an
at that.
apple chicken sausage in there too.
Look at that.
Yeah,
That looks amazing.
I love poutine, and I
Yeah.
love this approach.
yeah, it's a little twist on it.
So now, trick question: are there
Yeah.
forks?
Yes, there are. Of course. Yes, sorry.
Music
I
to my
actually
ears.
brought silver.
Oh,
Because we're at Sovereign. I mean,
We're at Sovereign.
We can eat like big people.
Right, and we have a fancy new chef, and he came from the city, and we're very happy. We're very proud of him. He's actually an understudy of Stephanie Izards.
Oh wow.
And Paul Kahan, and we're happy to have him here in the suburbs. So here's some silverware.
thank you.
Well, the fries are good.
They're so good.
Oh my goodness.
So the fries are actually. Wait, hold on. You're not a vegetarian, are you?
No.
Okay.
Oh God.
They're fried in beef fat.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's why they're
That's
so
the magic
good.
right there.
Yeah. And then
I think this is an extra
okay.
for you.
And then there's a proprietary seasoning on the fries. We call it Sovereign Dust.
Sovereign dust. This is, I mean, just look at this. Mm-hmm. And that chicken, I mean, that looks so beautifully cooked. I will.
I'm gonna eat this.
One thing at a time, Colleen
Just dig
Wild.
in.
I don't know how to do that. Obviously.
This is a challenging meal to eat in the car, and I thank you for that, Raf.
Oh, of course. It's my pleasure.
So can you give us some Sovereign history?
Yeah. We opened in 2014 across the street. We were in a tiny little house, and we got pretty popular. We were the only restaurant of our type at the time here. Everything else was just corporate restaurants. I had moved out here from the city, and I wanted to bring some city life out here with me. So
This definitely feels like a city place.
that was our number one goal. It was like all the places that I loved in the city, I wanted to bring out here. And when we first opened, many of the comments were, I don't have to go to the city anymore.
Right.
So it was kind of like mission accomplished.
So you were kind of ground zero, like,
I feel that way for Plainfield for sure. I don't know about, I wouldn't say the suburbs are all anything like that, but in Plainfield, it was very corporate-y. I mean, we did have some popular places. There's a couple places down the street that I go to that I love. I know the people, they're great. But I think as in terms of bringing some seriousness, some city atmosphere, we were definitely one of the first. And this strip built up. We grew in popularity, and we outgrew our tiny little house. It was a tiny little house. When we leave, you can see the little house. It's a little house.
I can attest to that. I used to eat there back in the day with my best friend.
And so we are basically in an abandoned trolley barn.
get out of here.
Yeah. So
it's a huge space.
it's huge. We have a wedding venue in it. It was, I guess, and of course I don't know this. I moved here and it was empty, but it was a place where trains would come into the building to get repaired. Any issues, they got fixed, and then they went on their way. Yeah, it's crazy because when we got the building, we literally had to rip out train track.
Get out of here.
Yeah. The train tracks we kept, and they're actually in the front of the building. We laid them like in a garden.
I was going to ask you if there was a temptation to keep them.
Yeah, we kept them. Yeah, and not only that, we think that at some point a part of the building was a jail because there is a old prison jail door in this building that we can't move. And it's got like prison numbers on it and stuff.
That's so cool.
Yeah. We're trying to figure out what we're going to do with
Can
it.
we see after the recording?
Of course, you can do whatever you want.
Can we take pictures?
Of course.
I love those kind of like stories, the kind of history, the lore.
Mm-hmm. For sure, it was great.
Cool.
And little discoveries like that have been great. Yeah.
So, all right, you moved into this big spot. Yeah. I'm sure the people who were going to the little house came right over.
Yes, they came right over, and all the complaints that we would get about, the long table waits, because people would come in and it'd be 2-3 hours. That shrunk, so people were happier. We had more tables. It became a thing. Our number one goal when we first opened was, I'm a big, huge fan of Hop Leaf and Michael Roper over there, and we wanted to be the Hop Leaf of the suburbs. Mm-hmm. We were very beer focused.
You have a massive list.
We have a massive list, but it's kind of evolved. We went from beer into more of a cocktail program because we just kind of became passionate about whiskey and cocktails, and we're a little bit more whiskey cocktail focused now, but we still have an awesome beer selection, and here we are. So new menu. The chicken sausage in this poutine is delightful. Yeah, for sure. It is.
And it's not the first thing you think of when you think of poutine.
Well, okay, there is actually there's a reason for it. So we had a dish that I'm not going to mention because it's tough to describe because it was a dish that we had. It was our number one seller. Everybody loved it. We hated making it for 10 years, and we had a hard time pulling the plug on it. And we pulled the plug on it for this menu. Like, we're starting fresh. it's a huge gamble because people are already like Facebooking us, like, why are you taking this off the menu? But the poutine you're eating is kind of in honor of it, because we put some of the ingredients in that dish into this poutine. So that is kind of like an homage to this dish that we're known for.
I could eat beef fat fries all day. So I think people who come here from the city, I mean, this feels like a fun getaway. I mean, it sounds corny to say, but this is such a lovely little strip.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're here, like, this is propaganda for Plainfield right now. We're here on a gorgeous, like, 70-degree summer night.
Absolutely,
like,
yeah.
It actually doesn't get better than it is right now as we're recording.
The weather's perfect, and absolutely. And we have a big patio that people enjoy, and the mayor of the town comes here all the time. He's like a regular of ours, and I kind of think of us as a little bit of the star of the strip, a little bit.
So talk a little bit more about the new menu.
So, yeah, like I said, our chef has been the understudy from Paul Kahan. He worked at the Publican, and he worked under Stephanie Izard at Cabra and Grill and the Goat in the city. And through mutual friends, we were looking for a new chef because we were looking for kind of something of a fresh start. And he was working under a couple of people, and we were like, here's an opportunity to be the star of the show. He lives in Berwyn, so he doesn't live close. And he probably even took he took a bit of a pay cut to be the star of the show, and this is his first full This Is Me menu, and we're super excited about him. He's been on Chopped, he's on Food Network, so
that's awesome.
Yeah, we're very proud of him.
I love it. All right, Colleen, I know you've been quiet.
It's so good. It's so good.
These fries are sinful.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm quiet.
Absolutely sinful.
Like,
and your fries aren't covered with cheese curds.
You guys let me know when you need water. I got all the liquid death back here.
Oh, yeah, you got liquid death.
About water,
yeah.
honestly.
Here.
I forgot all about water.
Have some water.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah, count me in.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks, Colleen.
Thank you.
There you go.
I need it. This is so hard.
I'm going to say something. Here, I got this.
All right, hang on. I've got to use the cup holder.
I know how to do this. We're good.
Which is messy.
There you go.
Oh,
Cup
look,
holder.
All right, I'm here. Thank you, Colleen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll talk more about the restaurant, but let's focus on Colleen, who will be performing on this podcast when we're done eating.
I didn't anticipate being as full as I will be, but I'm for it. Let's go.
What did I ask you before we started?
If I could sing on a full tummy, but
No. I said, can you rock on a full tummy? Full tummy.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I did say tummy. I'm sorry. Yes, and I said yes, I can.
So we're actually lucky, Raf. You have no idea. Colleen is one of the hardest working performers in the greater metropolitan area. You're gigging like every night.
I know. I only have 10 shows in July, and I'm really sad, but it's important. It's important to cut back a tiny bit.
You are always working, so we found we found daylight or nightlight in your schedule to do this. Like, as we're recording this, we're recording on the 21st. You're going to be at the 252 in Seneca on the 23rd. Mm-hmm. Your group Echo and Ransom at Brother Chimp on the 24th.
That's Jason's birthday, my duo partner's birthday.
Oh, fantastic.
Yep.
Blue Raptor in South Elgin on the 25th.
Yep.
Then on June 28th and June 29th, it is the season finale of the Spectral Silhouette at Skeleton Key Brewing in.
And I just added Tuesday before Spectral Silhouette. Sorry. at a loft in Bolingbrook. It's a solo thing. It's just I hang out in a lobby and I play a bunch of 90s songs for people. It's my favorite.
Sounds
like
amazing.
It's a sweetheart gig.
It's so fun. It's so much fun. I take requests and probably butcher most of them, but everyone's nice. So.
What's your 90s sweet spot? Like what speaks to you?
I do a lot of pop and R&B, so I do a lot of like TLC, Aaliyah, and then I slide into like Nirvana and like, Bush and stuff like that. So
those guys.
Yeah, those guys.
But yeah, you're busy, and the Spectral Silhouette is how I came to know you. Mm-hmm. Doing those cool Torch songs, and that just kind of speaks to the multifaceted aspect of Colleen Wild. You have a video for one of your songs.
Yep.
Before We Were Them.
Yep.
And in this video, you come face to face with your doppelganger. Mm-hmm. And as I'm watching that, I'm thinking, You have several doppelgangers.
I do.
Like in that video, we see one, but you have many different musical personas,
I do.
which I think is cool.
I just like to create, and for a really long time, I spent a lot of time trying to put myself in a box to like make it big or whatever, and now I'm just kind of at a point where I want to create cool things with cool people, and like
That's
I
the
have a lot of
secret.
stuff to say, and it doesn't always fit in rock, it doesn't always fit in pop, it doesn't always fit anywhere, but it's just fun to create stuff.
Now, Raf, what do you listen to musically?
I listen to a lot of post-punk and heavy metal.
Okay.
Yeah, a child of the '90s myself, and I think I mentioned to you, used to listen to you all the time.
So did I.
And you introduced me to a lot of music that I still listen to today.
Really? That's
yeah,
cool.
Absolutely. Like Material Issue makes me think of you. I don't know why, but it does.
Well, they're from Chicago.
Yeah, absolutely. And
The reason why I asked you the question, Raf, similar to what Colleen's saying, no one really listens to just one type of music. Like you mentioned post punk and metal. Then you mentioned Material Issue. Like we all are kind of omnivorous
Absolutely.
when it comes to music. Mm-hmm. So that makes sense, Colleen. And you're able to kind of scratch that itch across all kinds of.
For now, yeah. I'm trying.
Well, let's talk about this new band, because I know you as Colleen Wild.
Yes.
And suddenly, out of nowhere, within the past couple of weeks, you started promoting Colleen Wild and the Haunted.
Yes.
What does this mean?
It means I have a cool band. Are
they cursed?
No, not yet. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. I hope not, because we're all together in this.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been kind of writing songs for a really long time, and then really hearing like a heavy rock feel to them, and so I had like an entire little hard drive full of songs that didn't quite fit with my folk Americana group, didn't quite fit with my pop friends, didn't quite fit anywhere specifically. And then my friend David Francis, who is one of the guitar players in the band, he heard me playing my song Worth It and was like, I want to record that. And I was like, okay. And he's like, we should have a band. And I was like, okay. But I don't know anybody that wants to play music with me. And then it was just kind of like pieces just started to kind of fall in place. And I used to be in a metal band a long time ago, and that drummer kind of sat in with us for a while until we found our drummer we have now, who's going by Harlan Haunted. We're kind of recreating our images and stuff, and
Kind of doing the Ramones thing where everyone's
everyone kind of has like a stage name, sort of. Obviously, Colleen Wild is mine, so I don't get to create something extra cool. I just have to be me.
Right.
But we just kind of evolved into what we are now, and we just started recording. We were supposed to have a single to surprise today, but we're a little behind, as true musician fashion.
You're an independent artist. I mean,
We're doing our best.
So is the goal or is the plan to do a full album or an EP?
Yes.
Okay.
So we want to do a full album, which eventually, if you follow us on all the socials, we're going to eventually have a Patreon set up, because we are working with a guy in Nashville. His name is Jeffrey Thomas of Stormbringer Sound. He's phenomenal. And so it's such a pleasure to work with, and really kind of understands me speak, I guess, when I'm like, make it more chugga-chuggy-y. Like, he's like, oh, like this, got it. Like, everyone is really cool and communicative, and it's going to be a big overhaul and undertaking, but like we're ready and up for the challenge. So full album.
So, I mean, one of the things that caught my attention with you is the same thing that probably catches everyone's attention. You have that voice, and I mentioned you sing with such conviction.
Thank you.
When did you find your voice?
I don't know, honestly. Have
you just always been singing since you were a kid?
I've been singing. It's quite embarrassing, but I have books of just songs from when I think I was 15 or 16. I recorded in Nashville for the first time, country music. And I've just always been singing. I've always been singing. When I was little, I wanted to be Madonna, like hard.
Me too.
So bad. I wanted to be just like
three.
Madonna, right? And Like a Prayer was like my favorite video. That whole album was like, I wanted to be that. And I guess it just kind of came from years of emulating my favorite vocalists and like
Sure.
finding what I liked about them. But I used to listen to like Ella Fitzgerald with my grandparents, and then REO Speedwagon with my mom, and then like I don't even know, a country artist is blowing me out of my brain right now. All of the country artists.
Let's just say Patsy Cline.
Patsy Cline. She's definitely a vocal influence. I love her voice. And I kind of just kept singing until I found whatever is happening now.
I love it. I think your voice is spectacular.
Thank you.
One of the many reasons I wanted to have you on this show. And we're going to finish the food.
So good.
And when we're done eating, you're going to perform. Do you know what you're going to play? You have so many songs.
I have so many songs, so I have not quite decided. I figured we would just put them in a hat and pick. I don't know.
I have recommendations for approach, which we can talk
Sure,
in
perfect.
between. We can talk about it in between. All right. So, Raphael,
Yes.
Sovereign, for people to find it on the web, what is the website?
SovereignTap.com.
And then the socials?
Socials is just Sovereign. Well, we do Sovereign Tap and Sovereign Farm to Fork. That seems to be like the main words to search on there.
And for people who can't spell sovereign?
Sovereign. You'd be surprised.
No, I wouldn't.
It's Sovereign. What is the name of your place? Sovereign? It's Sovereign.
The food here is spectacular, and we are scratching the surface of this menu. And just everything, we didn't really say. We talked about how big the place is, how cool it is, how urban it looks. There's just a vibe.
It's a complete welcoming energy right when you walk in.
Like, this is a fun, festive, taste of Americana as you're walking down the street here in Plainfield. You walk in, the dim lights, it's like you're transported somewhere else. It's a really cool place to walk into.
Absolutely.
Well, since we're talking about music, we're very influenced by music. If you notice the music in there, it's everything. Every song is planned. The dark candles, everything. We want it to be like a music venue in there because we're all huge music fans. So it's like we're not musicians, we can't sing, so we'll do a restaurant that allows that creativity to come out in cocktails, food, and the building.
I love it. I completely relate to that. I love music. I can't sing or perform. I do a podcast where I can interview musicians.
Everybody can sing. It's just a muscle. You just gotta
Ratatouille.
train it. Yeah, I can't cook for anything. Ask my whole family. But anyone can sing.
Well, when the whole family says, hey, Mom, Colleen, wife, what are we doing for dinner? You can say, let's go to Sovereign.
100%.
Boom.
100%.
I'll be
I
looking
don't
for you
cook.
now.
Okay.
I don't cook, but I know where Sovereign is.
Yeah.
In fact, Wild Family, it's at 24216 West Lockport in Plainfield.
We know Plainfield well.
We know Plainfield well. Thank you so much, Raf, for the hospitality
Of course.
and the awesome food and just hanging out.
Man, it's an honor. Like I said, big fan. So
Thank you.
if you told me in the 90s I'd be doing this with you right now, I'd be laughing my butt off.
If you told me in the 90s I'd be doing this, I would say, what's a podcast?
Absolutely.
All right. So this will mean nothing to the people listening or watching. We're going to take a quick break. And then on the other side of that, Colleen Wild performing in a car.
All right, let's
Cool.
do it.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Colleen Wild is now in the driver's seat, metaphorically, literally, ready to perform in the car. Before we do, Colleen Wild, I'm sitting in the back seat now, and I'm actually not even on camera. You brought goodies, which
I did.
I really want to show on camera.
I brought you 2 different T-shirts.
2 different T-shirts.
2 of our T-shirts.
And
It's a bobblehead. It's a keychain.
it's a keychain.
Yeah, so there's
I love
like
it.
there's a lot of hair on it. Sorry, fake hair. I promise. It's a little keychain bobblehead of me. Jeez.
That's fantastic.
I have so much spare yarn. I was trying to think of cool stuff that's different.
And what's
So-
cool about Colleen, and again, it's weird, I'm not on camera. What's cool about Colleen, you are an artist through and through. You think
I try.
visually
Yeah.
as well as musically. And so I have this fantastic blue and black-haired
Little
effigy,
bobblehead.
really, of Colleen Wild. Hello, I'm Colleen Wild. Hello, sing me a song.
All day.
And you got T-shirts in here, and stickers.
And it's some stickers. Yeah.
Oh, this is fantastic. Okay,
Thanks.
so Colleen Wild, you are in the driver's seat. What are you going to play acoustically?
I think the simplest to play in this configuration will be our most recent single, "Haunted."
Are you saying it's hard to play in this car?
No, I'm. Yeah.
could.
I mean,
You could.
a tiny bit, but I'm adaptable. We're adaptable. We got this.
We got this. All right, do your thing.
Okay. Here we go. They used to say I was beautiful. Now they mutter I'm a mouthful. They used to gently hold my hand. Now it's empty when we touch. In a garden maze where the hedges are so high, high, high. I'm lost and I'm not sure what's left of my mind, mind, mind. I'm haunted. Ooh, ooh. Haunted. Ooh, ooh. Haunted. We break the surface or remain paper cuts. The sun lights up the glass as dust ballets on the rays. There's a million different thoughts while the blankets cover my face. In a world where the truth prefers to hide, hide, hide. I'm lost and I'm not sure what's left of my mind, mind, mind. I'm haunted. Ooh, ooh. Haunted. Ooh, ooh. Haunted. Ooh, ooh. We break the surface on main paper cuts. And the ones who hold the secrets, they're just too hard to find, find, find. I'm lost and I'm not sure what's left of my mind, mind, mind. I'm haunted. Ooh, ooh. Haunted. Ooh, ooh. Haunted. Ooh, ooh. Haunted. Ooh, ooh. We break the surface or remain paper cuts. Mm-hmm.
That was so cool.
That was fun. That was really fun.
Colleen Wild in the car. Thank you
Thanks.
for doing that. That was fantastic.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
And you chose a very hard song for yourself to reproduce in the
Yeah,
car,
there's
just
a
vocally
lot.
speaking. Just the
there's a lot going on in that song on the recording, and when we play it live, I kind of played a condensed version. There's a cool piano solo, and then live, our guitar player buddy Josh is shredding the piano solo live, and there's a whole lot of moving bass. There's a whole lot of really cool stuff on the actual recording, so check it out.
Well, thank you for sharing that version. So,
thank you.
I mentioned Colleen Wild and the Haunted. There's an album on the way.
Yes.
For people who want to dig in right now, they've heard you talk, they've heard you play.
Yes.
What's the first step?
We have a new Facebook page, a new Instagram, all that fun stuff. It's just Colleen Wild and the Haunted. You can follow along there. We do have songs out under just my name, Colleen Wild, on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your music. I do also want to shout out our good buddy Tyler from Broken Record Music Club.
Mm-hmm.
We just signed an indie label with him. So there's going to be a lot of really cool big stuff coming through the rest of the summer. We have a lot of really big plans, including the single. And a lot of these are going to be remastered under Colleen Wild and the Haunted. So following along there is probably the first step. There's like TikTok and all that fun stuff. The necessities, we have them. I'm working on the website right now. I'm very tech challenged, so it's taken a minute, but it'll be up and running probably by the weekend. And if you just want to see all the different stuff I do, just follow Colleen Wild, and there will be links to all the cool things: Spectral Silhouette, Echo and Ransom. I guest appear on a lot of my friends' stuff because music is
That's
life.
what friends do.
Yeah, man. Just creating with cool people is a really nice spot to be in.
That's
like
good,
yourself.
Thank you. That's good ethic to live by.
I hope so.
All right, Colleen Wild and the Haunted,
Yes.
album to come. We can catch up with you now on social and the web. And as previously mentioned on this very episode, you're busy. We have lots of opportunities to see you live in the near, mid, and long-term future.
Yes.
You're a tremendous talent. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.